Hello and welcome to the 120th episode of the Gochuucast. 120 is a pretty cool number, but not cool enough for anything special. So just another basic episode today.
I feel like
it's a round number.
125
It sounds
cooler.
better than 119.
I'll say it.
What do you say?
125 schooler
It
than
is.
120.
Well, all right. I'll be waiting for you to mention 125 whenever we get there in 5 weeks.
Yeah, I better see some hype when you get there. Like when we get there,
You better see
I better hear it.
some fireworks, some fanfare.
Yeah, exactly. Some sound.
Yeah, better
some
see
sound effects.
a picture of your newly purchased $700 Terran SOU in your apartment.
Oh my god.
My what?
Terran.
Oh, yeah. I okay. Got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giant doll.
I
Anyway.
mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't purchase it.
If I were to like
It's very nice
suddenly have a large sum of money, I would buy it, but that's not the current standings.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Like, I think about sometimes the dumb things that I would purchase if I just had unlimited money.
Infinite money.
If one of
Right.
my like insane parlay bets hits this week, then I'll buy the Terran SOU.
How insane are we talking? Just the odds. You don't have to tell me what they are.
Okay, let me look real quick.
It's like, hit me with some odds.
Okay.
What's your $5 turning into?
Okay. Oh wait, that's my touchdown. That's my touchdown one, not my. Well, all right. So I have some spread parlays, which are more realistic, and then I have a 14-leg anytime touchdown one that can turn $1 into $72,000.
Okay. But you need 14 very specific things to happen.
Yes, but more realistically, I can turn $10 into $1,800.
Pretty good.
With like plus 18,000 odds, basically.
That's pretty good.
I only need 8 things to hit.
Only 8.
Yeah. Only 8 for this one. I have another one that's 12 that can turn into $6,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So most realistically, potentially $1,800, which will purchase. I could buy like 3 Terran SOUs almost with 1,800.
Yeah.
So,
one for each of us. There you go.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah. So one of you would probably only get like, it'd be like what, 2.5 in SOU. So Spat, you're only gonna get like half one. You can get like a small.
That's crazy.
Well, you're the one who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, you don't even know who she
fair,
is.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, you get the little one. Unless I win the $6,000 one, in which case you can have.
We all get like 5, yeah.
And if I win the $72,000 one, I'm gonna buy like 100.
That's when we get an office, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's when we get.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's when we get an office, yeah.
All right.
I think it's
probably better if you just focus on the Eagles winning. You don't want just focus on not getting cooked by Jordan Love. I think that's the most important.
I do actually have a same game parlay plus 34,000 odds. $5 can turn into 1,700, so that's another way. This one I need a lot of very specific things to happen though, so chances are that's not gonna occur.
So you let us know how those go.
Good luck with
I can't wait. My favorite thing when people do stuff like this is when you miss
like
just
one thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The amount of times I miss one thing is like infuriating. I had I forget what it was. LeBron sold me. I don't bet NBA often, but I felt confident in this one. He needed like literally one more basket, and I would have won like $700, and I was so fucking mad. But
those are my favorite. Just you almost got it.
Yeah, that's why MJ is the GOAT.
That doesn't count.
Michael Jordan would have gotten me those 22 points.
There you go.
I would agree.
I have won big bets before though, so I have a history of potentially winning. In the same season, I got a 1,300 and I got a 900, and that shit was so hype. But
I see. I don't know if like having a history of it.
It does not mean it. It literally means nothing.
Yeah.
But I only See, I don't go to the casinos or anything, right? I do sports betting because
Right.
at least it's like somewhat educationally like. I have
Yeah, like
I'm
you're
Not
still
educational,
reasons.
but
yeah.
I'm not just throwing darts at a board. I'm
yeah.
See, I don't let myself do sports betting because I just feel like I would be too confident in things, and based on like my fantasy football records and stuff like that, I'm like, there's always something that I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna happen, and it doesn't.
Oh, I'm the
It'd be like
opposite.
that
I'm not
sometimes.
confident in anything. That's why I don't do anything. I just know the world is out to get me. So
I feel
I
like
don't
I would
bother.
have no problem finding things I'm willing to bet on, and then it would be like, oh, but I'm like a tiny bit wrong.
Yeah, other than like the occasional NBA bet, NFL is like the only thing I let myself bet on because it's like the only thing I'm like invested in enough. Like I'm too
Mhm.
casual for the NBA to be betting too often on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the NFL, I'm like, okay, I know enough. I can win some money, and like, you gotta throw some crackhead bets in there. There's no fun only going for like the double your money from like 10 to 20. You gotta take that shit from 10
Mhm.
to 2,000.
I
Okay.
agree.
And
I
that's where
do. I do agree with that.
that's where the sports books get you.
That's true.
But anyway, the anime podcast,
yeah,
gambling. This is not financial
I
advice.
mean,
Do not
we can.
gamble.
this is
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not
Do
financial
not. Do
advice.
not gamble.
It is fun though.
They probably. Do you think they have betting lines on anime?
No,
No.
But
You want
imagine
to start that? You think that's like a
no an opportunity. I don't even know what
yeah?
you would bet. Like, what would you have to
you bet
do?
on like mouse
I don't
code
know
or something. I
my
don't know.
anime list or nah, I don't know.
That's like very
Okay.
riggable is the thing though. Like you could, I don't know. Like this will.
Well, because if anime came out and there was no manga, like you could do it for manga, right? I could go like release lines on like, oh, who's the next person who's gonna fight Sukuna this week,
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
Okay, so like
And
we
you
could
like
set
you
lines
could do
on
stuff like that.
manga instead then.
Yeah.
But
Oh
if you think
yeah,
about
because
it,
yeah,
that could be like very like the mangaka could like bet on the lines and then change his story based on what he
yeah, it's
on
insider
the money.
trading, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, of course.
there's too much
In
difficulty
fact,
involved with this.
I hope the mangaka does do that.
What the heck?
It's gonna ruin our sport. We're not gonna survive the regulations.
Doesn't seem sustainable.
I mean, doesn't need to be. Not every business venture needs to be
Okay,
sustainable.
so you just want to throw money. I got it. That's
Short-term
fine.
gains are also important.
I guess, buddy.
Um, don't
Oh my
gamble on anime or manga either.
facts.
Not
Disclaimer.
yeah, you're probably being scammed if you're gambling on either of those.
Yeah.
There's no sports book with that shit on.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
we don't know that.
I mean,
No,
who know? I did try and place bets on who would be on the Epstein list, but they took it off the website. So
that's crazy.
shout outs to the intern that probably got fired for doing that. But
That's insane.
dude, I would have gotten like good money out of that too.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I was gonna
You
bet.
think you had it on lock?
There were some pretty like slam dunk ones in there. Bill Clinton was an obvious one, of course. Bill Gates. I mean, they had like Bill Gates at like plus 100. Like it's pretty like considering he was definitely gonna be on there. That's good odds. And then there was
Plus
like
100.
a plus
Maybe
1,000
I'm
for like
forgetting plus versus minus. Okay.
minus is like more likely to happen. Plus 100
Yeah.
would be like not part like possible, but not like it's more unlikely than not. I get like a 50-50 almost.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why he was like plus 100 or whatever, but
You
anyway.
know what would be an anime that would have gambling in it? Dragon Ball.
Betting on fights or
I
something?
bet I bet Dragon Ball has a crazy gambling scene.
I don't
Like
think they have
Like
them, but
just the
in
world of Dragon, yeah,
universe.
in
In
universe
universe.
gambling scene.
oh, right, yeah.
I mean, probably.
I could see it.
Gosh.
I mean, Japan loves their pachinko or whatever, so
Yeah, that's true. That's actually
I
true.
love pachinko too.
there's an account I follow on Twitter. It's Daily Madoka Slots. Don't look at it like
Okay.
any of their
I
actual
think
tweets, but
I think you've showed me this before.
I've definitely probably shown this before. Um,
You said don't look at their other tweets. Oh no.
So,
Yeah.
sometimes they tweet something
No,
out of,
definitely,
sometimes they
like-
tweet something extremely out of pocket. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like scroll past this because I just want to see Monica slots daily.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you have shown me this before.
yeah, like all the Monica characters have a little interaction on the pachinko machines. They put more effort into these bitches than they do the actual like animes. I
Yeah,
hate.
I've seen
Can you get a Madoka slot cameo in your video when it comes out?
Me, I don't know where I'm putting that bitch in, but maybe
I just feel like
I'll put like just like
it
slam it in there at the very end. Like I'll end the video and then the Monica slot video will be
it'll
there.
be your outro. Thanks
Yeah,
for watching while while the slot's going. Hell yeah.
but yeah. I feel like I had something I wanted to say regarding Twitter, but maybe not.
why any new leaks
Oh,
or
fuck. Okay, this is what I wanted to bring up. Spat, you like my tweet on this, so you probably know already. Go
yeah.
Hands is releasing cinema.
Oh yes.
Oh, dude, I
I
watched that.
I
I legit had nausea. Like, I cannot watch
I
it.
have
Dude,
not gotten to actually look at this yet. I saw you post it though.
it's so funny, dude. I love Go Hands so much. They're so terrible in the best way.
That's a good way to describe it,
Dude,
actually.
you don't even have to like they don't have to like put Go Hands on here. You're gonna hit play and then the first like two. Oh, sorry, I played
Oh,
the sound.
why am I underneath the floor?
That's such a fire shot, though. I can't lie.
It
Under the floor,
is.
if you just ignore like everything else that they do, uh, under the
Crazy.
floor is an amazing POV.
The problem is, and I think we've talked about this before, I actually think GoHands is like extremely talented at
Oh,
animating.
for sure.
But
They're very ambitious for all the wrong reasons.
yes, the things they do are like so crazy that it almost goes full circle.
It's like doing too much, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, like I think
it's going
if
overboard, I guess.
I think just like examining the things they do, I'm like,
In
this
awe.
is kind of amazing from a
It
technical
is.
perspective.
It's
But from
extremely
like a
impressive.
I'm a casual perspective, it's like,
It's
but I
just
don't want all of this.
Nah,
I
yeah, for
I will
sure.
say like if you go like to the it's the scene past like her walking from the floor and then what's it called like to the guy like in the forest. That's like a very typical like 3D shot. I feel like where it just like any other studio puts that in their trailer like it looks good, but because Gohan's had like everything like before that it was just like the crackhead like street view cam and then the under the floor shot. I don't know, dude. I almost want to just watch this just to like I look at the
Just
title and I'm
see.
like I would never because I feel like I'd seen this announced before. I didn't realize like Gohan's was doing it or whatever. But I just see like the exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system. Like I don't give a fuck. But then I see this trailer and I'm like, this
Crazy,
is
dude.
in like the most insane Gohan's shit to date. Like they had
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
glasses girl shit. That's nothing compared to this trailer.
Well, but Glasses Girl also did like the shit where the trailer had crazy angles, and they
Well,
still had them in
it
the
had
show,
goofy
but
angles, but this
also
is like far more like ambitious. I feel like
yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
more than like the shots they had then.
But what I was gonna say is also like most of the show is fairly normal still.
Yes, I feel like literally this
Yeah.
is gonna be like 1 to 2 episodes of like crackhead angles, and then it's gonna be normal for the rest of it.
The fight scene at the end, like, or I guess the second half of it, is like it's fine, but like that intro shot where they go through like all the like, bro, that stuff is just it's just too much. It's just too much.
I
You're going
find
way
it
too hard for that.
very funny.
I yeah, it is like this attempt at hyper realism that is both cool and too jarring.
Yeah, if
I
I
mean,
was flying that much, I'd probably vomit too.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
right at
that's
the beginning, production Gohan's animation entertainment to advance. They're trying to advance the industry by with insane shit like this. They're just having fun with it.
yeah.
I respect it.
They don't
Yeah,
give
I
a
mean,
they don't
It's
give a fuck about the haters. They see the slander and they like feed off that shit.
well, because I think at the end of the day, they also know, like I said, what they're doing on like a technical level is like really cool.
cool.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
this
one of
shit
those things where it's
slaps.
like, is it making good anime per se? Debatable.
Yeah, I, I don't know. Probably not, but no. It'd be That'd be interesting to see. I don't know. They just, you know what I think it is. It's like they don't have someone to like rein them in. I don't know. That's like the way I'm like interpreting it. It's like you
They
just
just
need
get
someone
to
to like.
do what they want.
They just yeah.
Yeah, I
Don't
guess.
don't try and restrain
It's like
Gohans.
Bro,
Ghost
it's
Story.
it's too much. That's fine. That's
They
fine.
know what they want. They're going for
Yeah,
it.
I mean that's not wrong.
It's like the Ghost Stories dub. There's no one to
Exactly.
stop them.
It's like,
Except this is just crazy camera angles instead of like saying the
yeah,
N word or anything like that.
insane jokes.
I don't think they ever outright said it.
I'm pretty sure they did. I actually almost guarantee they did.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember there being like. I mean, obviously, like implying it's not much better. I just don't think I remember a point where they just like dropped it, but maybe they did.
I think they did like once, maybe.
All I can think of from Ghost Stories is the scene on the track.
Yeah.
Wait, which one is that?
The run
Well,
like there's someone
yeah,
chasing you of
yes.
a specific origin.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
They definitely had the N word in there somewhere. They had enough slurs in there. Like they had to at
oh yeah,
least
oh yeah.
drop
They
it
met the
once.
quota. They met the quota. Oh my gosh.
I'm not so sure. I think they might have tastefully avoided it. Well, tastefully is maybe not
Tastefully
the
is a
correct
Yeah,
strong
yeah.
word. I wonder if I can just like look this up, dude. Ghost stories dub use the N word.
I mean, if they
All right,
did, it would
I
certainly confirm it.
cannot find anything specifically.
That's good.
Oh,
Oh
maybe
no.
I
That
am.
means there's a decent chance they did it.
They only mention the F slur and then the R word, but they
Yeah.
don't have.
Only.
They're not. IDMB is not saying that they said the N word, but I feel like they did. But I cannot guarantee that.
Okay.
You will not Mandela affect me.
Not that they were not racist in any capacity. That definitely.
I mean, they were definitely racist. And to be fair, when was the Ghost Stories dub made?
Ghost Stories dub was back in like 2000.
That's what I thought. It's not that like
No, it's
the
different.
things
It
weren't
was.
bad back then,
It was a
but like
different
people
time.
were much more willing to make jokes in like those
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like you bring up like the R word and the F word, and like I would never say or even want to hear them, either of them said in any context nowadays. But then I'm like, back in 2005, people
Oh
just
yeah,
tossed
that's
that
like
out.
it was so much more common. I mean, thankfully it's not as common now. It's just, but yeah.
Yeah.
The parents guide on IMDb is so funny. Like you should
Oh
see these
no.
things and absolutely just not allow your child to watch this. You know what's actually the so goofy. The edited version is TPPG apparently in the United States.
Oh, okay.
Taiwan 6+, you're good.
Okay.
Not that I know what these ratings technically mean, I guess.
Yeah, because like, is the Taiwan version like, is it the Chinese dub or is it like the actual English dub? Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
also true.
Yeah, that's probably 100% it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
because
I mean, of
I
course,
mean,
like, the
Ghost
original
Stories
story is fine.
itself is not. Yeah, as far as I know, Ghost Stories itself is not really
No,
nearly as crazy as the English
no,
dub.
not even close.
Yeah, obviously,
Oh,
yeah.
wait. The show itself did poorly, right? So.
Yeah.
Show did so bad that they were like, "Well, we gotta make a dub for it anyway." So just make a dub. Do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Do you think people in Japan, if they want to watch Ghost Stories, that their preferred way of watching it is English dub?
I don't think anyone there truly understands the English dub
Yeah,
of
it's
Ghost
Do you,
like you could have
do
like
you,
a translation for it, like the dub subbed into
do you,
Japanese, but a lot
do
of the
you
jokes
think
are missing.
someone? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think someone has like back to Japanese subbed the English dub?
That'd be insane. Like also a
We've
lot of it
just
again is just like cultural, right? Like it's like a lot of the jokes just
well,
won't
yeah,
hit.
I think
Yeah,
there are a lot of jokes
hard.
that wouldn't make sense. It's just like a funny thought, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that we will strictly watch in like Japanese subs.
Yeah,
It's just because it translates over a little better in text than spoken. It is fun just to, in general, to think if there's any case where the English dub of something would be preferable for anime, and the answer is probably no.
I
But
guarantee you know,
it's
yeah.
a funny thought.
no, it's. I mean, I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's
I can't
subjective.
think of a reason
Yeah,
why. I
yeah.
just like to think of edge cases like that,
Nah,
just to
yeah,
be like, is it possible even?
yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's just also like people just prefer hearing things in their native language. Like that's just a fact, right? And so it's just an anime, because there's such a big like I guess like difference in the quality of voice acting, and voice acting is a huge part of it, right? So yeah, that's why like in anime people
I
watch
mean,
some
that's always been like the
anime.
English dub problem. Is
Yeah,
I mean, the biggest of it is just there is voice acting talent, but also there's not a lot of incentive to get into like
yeah. I mean,
English
it's not like
dubbing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I watched Steins Gate dubbed and subbed, and I unironically preferred the dubbed version. Like I don't know, I thought that dub was like actually good, and I don't watch any other like shows dubbed like
I
ever,
kind of
but
like Full Metal's dub. Full
I've heard
Metal
that one's
Brotherhood.
really good actually. Yeah,
I think dubs with like smaller casts are easier to get into just because you can consolidate more talent into like a smaller
that's true.
space as opposed to like I heard Dungeon Meshi's dub recently and like a few of the characters sound like perfectly fine, like this would be watchable. Then hear some and I'm like, yeah, like
Right.
I
it's just
also think
just not it.
I think side characters are where
Yeah, side
English
characters
dubs get glaringly
definitely
bad
get the
because they
Oh yeah,
tend like main characters tend to get pretty good castings, at least from people I know. But
isn't it?
it's those
Yeah,
random side characters that I shouldn't care about, but I'm still like, what the hell is going on? Whenever
yeah.
they talk,
I think
that's where
like
they kind of like lose.
if you think about it in like real like okay, I shouldn't say real movies, but like in like films, right? Like usually the side or like the supporting actors are like usually not as good, but I think it's just like there's just more talent there, so it's like not as big of a difference, right? Like the like 500th best actor in like an English movie is like probably still pretty good at their job, right? Whereas like the 500th
The
best like
yeah,
voice actor is like not very good, right? So
the the guy who graduates med school last is still a
yeah, he's still
doctor.
a doctor, right?
That's the phrase that you're
Yeah, yeah,
thinking,
yeah,
or like is last
yeah,
in his class is still a
yeah.
doctor.
But it's like,
But
but
in
it's
like
like,
English
oh,
voice
yeah,
acting, that it's so for it's specific to like dubbing anime.
yeah,
Um, it's so unappealing of an industry to get into that it's like there
yeah.
is probably a decent sized gap between like the people who are doing it who are truly talented and then the people who are just want to do it.
Did
And
you
then
guys,
some of those are just necessary to have.
yeah. Did you guys ever watch the Mario movie, like the new one? Not, I don't know how new
No.
it is. Like, no. Okay.
no.
No, I was just curious because, like, I know, like, there's like, I remember this a lot also in, like when I was growing up in like Pixar movies, but like a lot of celebrity voice actors.
Celebrities, yeah.
Yeah, and like obviously like, Chris Pratt. I didn't watch the Mario movie, so I can't say anything. But I was just curious. Like, I don't know whether, I mean, if someone who's like already an actor like becomes a voice actor, like I mean, obviously there are different skills involved, right? But I don't know, just
I feel like
whether
the awkward thing with
I
like take Chris Pratt in the Mario movie. A lot of people were upset that he was Mario because like he doesn't speak like as if he is the character
just
Mario.
Italian
He just
actors.
speaks as if he's Chris Pratt, which like
Right? Yeah,
I think on a general like level they like actors are good at voice acting because they are good at acting, but
yeah.
they aren't good at voice acting as like characters. They can just be a voice that is like good and sounds natural.
Mm,
So I almost feel like I say you took like a like if we put Chris Pratt in like an anime or something, you would have to like find him a character that just works as Chris Pratt, as opposed to like find Chris Pratt and have him be a character, right?
Chris Pratt's also an interesting example because he is phenomenal at like visual acting too, right? And you don't really get that aspect when you take someone like that and just put them in a voice acting job. I mean, you do, but you don't get like his talent at it.
Yeah,
Instead, it's an animator having to like take those things and get it across.
which is usually the idea anyway. I think in like in Japan, they try and use the voice acting to match the animation. I'm probably talking my ass, to be honest. If there's anything I learned from watching Q, the voice acting anime, when they were voice acting in that show, they would have like the storyboard almost, basically. The storyboard and the script help like guide them through what they're supposed to do, and then I would imagine they just like properly animate it later to match what their voices are doing.
Yeah.
Uh, which I feel like sometimes definitely makes sense, and then other times you might see something look a little bit off. Like I remember in JJK, there's a clip that was going around of like Yuji throwing a car and he's screaming, but like in the in the actual anime, his mouth is like completely fucking closed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting-
So I mean, that's just like a continuity thing. I don't know. I have no
Yeah.
idea how the process works, but I've spoken words, so
Yeah.
really
No, no,
don't.
no. I don't know how it works. Oh, another thing I was thinking of, because like the voice acting thing, like I've always been thinking about this with like video games too. Like recently I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, not the new one, the one that came out like what, 5 years ago or whatever on my PS4 that I barely use. But I was playing it and like the dub voices like for that game are like actually good. Like I don't know, I just feel like playing a game in with English voice acting and like it's like actually like really good. Like unironically, obviously it's different from an anime because there's not like constant dialogue, but like genuinely like all the characters fit like all the voices fit the characters. So like I'm just wondering whether like voice acting talent, like English voice acting talent is just like I don't know, dispersed and the good voice actors are not doing anime and maybe they're just doing other types of cartoons. I don't know, but
I
it's just
mean,
interesting to
yeah,
think
like
about.
anime voice acting doesn't pay jack diddly. That's why
Yeah,
there's
compared to maybe other
not
voice
a lot of
acting.
talent in it. I mean, voice
Yeah.
acting in general probably just didn't pay. It's like I don't know. It's just like a passion job if you want to do
Yeah,
anime,
yeah,
basically.
yeah. I was
I'm
just curious because it's like I thought the voice acting in that game was like actually genuinely really good, and other people, seem
I
to
feel
think
like
this.
in games it's definitely different. Like, because a lot of
Yeah,
people, like there are memes that go around of like voice acting in like cartoons and TV shows or whatever, and it's dog shit. And then like some random like British guy they find on the street does like perfect voice acting for like a Elden Ring or some shit. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I yeah, another show that I watched dub was Code Geass, and I thought that dub was really good. But I don't know, I don't really have any interest in watching a dub unless it's like unless I hear it's like insanely good, and I just prefer sub, right? So, but
It's
that's
also
just
like
one show that I like.
accessibility too nowadays, right?
Yeah,
Like just most shows. Now that I'm watching more shows and I can just like go watch the subs when they come out,
yeah.
a lot of shows don't get dubs the same day or even
Oh
like
no,
within a
yeah,
reasonable amount of time as the sub.
Yeah, like
yeah,
Bunny Girl like just recently got dubbing, and they dubbed the fucking Kaide movie first, and then now they're going back and dubbing the first season in the first movie. Like,
right.
it seems like very odd
Oh well, the
process.
I guess I guess the movie came out in theaters. Maybe that's why they wanted to dub that one first. I don't know. That's like
Well,
my.
I think it's just like the latest thing. So they're like, okay, let's
Oh,
just
okay,
dub
yeah.
this now because people have probably
Right.
already
Yeah.
seen like the other stuff. Maybe they wanted to watch a dub, and now we can give them this
Mhm.
movie in dub.
Yeah. Go
And then
back.
we can like back dub it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of movies, I'm very upset. So Trapezium
Oh
ticket
yeah.
information released, and unfortunately, my state does not have a single theater with a showing. So it's cooked for me, unfortunately.
Let me look. I gotta find it.
Because the closest,
What
like,
site are you looking at up this? I'm looking at
I can
Fandango.
just link you the Crunchyroll
Yeah,
link.
link me because I'm curious to check if it's anything close to me.
The
Oh,
closest
so
one
that's,
to me, I think, was like in Illinois. There's like 3 theaters in Illinois that have a showing.
oh wow, there's nothing in my yeah.
Yeah, it's like a very small list of states, which is like really annoying. They just like loaded up on a few. Uh, I feel like I don't know. It seems pretty abundant throughout like Canada, maybe. I mean, their provinces are pretty big, I think, but
It's honestly
There's like
not too far
10
from
in
me.
freaking Ontario, and then like, bro, the rest of these
they
places.
did not try very hard with the
Yeah,
U.S.
British Columbia, it's just probably Vancouver and surrounding cities. Manitoba, it's like a rural place, and like Alberta has two big cities, and that's about it. Like it's just like it's basically just Toronto and like Ontario in
For
general.
the U.S., they were like, okay, we will put like 20 million of them in California, New York,
I
and
guess.
Texas, and everywhere else you might get one, maybe if you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm looking at a lot of these, and it's like California makes sense. There's like a big Asian population there, of course. So,
Yeah,
and
that's why they
it's a lot
put
of
it
big
on
cities.
those other
Like,
cities,
yeah,
but
like Illinois is just like Chicago plus two Chicago suburbs, and Maryland, I guess, is like DC. Yeah, New York makes sense. Yeah, it just sucks. I don't know.
it's
We
very
gotta go to Utah,
unfortunate.
bro. The one city in Utah. Uh,
I just
See,
wanted the experience of going into the theater and being the only guy in there, and it would have been awesome. But
same.
now,
There's like
now I just gotta wait for this to like come out
yeah,
on like streaming.
yeah. Chicago's 2 hours for me, but I don't want to drive. Like, I don't want to. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no,
For
I
me.
think the most I would have driven for this was like maybe like 45 minutes at the max.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Well, we're, we'll wait.
Very unfortunate. Now I need to watch the Bunny Girl movie before the second one before the end of the year, so I can have an anime movie to say is the best of the year. I don't know if I've watched any others. I definitely
I'm
haven't this
figuring
year
out
either.
if it's about an hour for me to get to the nearest
Oh yeah, I was gonna
trapezium
say.
airing for me. That's
If you're
not
free,
the
that might be something
worst.
cool to do. Yeah.
Problem is I work that night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's tough.
But
it's also a matter of do you care enough about something like you know nothing about to also go to the theater and watch it from an hour away.
yeah. Like it could like if I think if you guys were both going and we could all talk about it,
Then you would
I'd
consider
Yeah,
probably
it.
be like, yeah, I
Yeah.
can
that'd be
figure that
cool.
out.
That'd
But
be cool.
it would be weird for me to be like, oh, I did go see it. Now time to not talk about spoilers.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll bring it to streaming soon because it's literally gonna be in theaters for one single day. So it's like, I
Can
wonder.
never tell with
Yeah.
them
You
sometimes.
know what's really sad? I might be going to Chicago on the weekend of like the 20th, 21st, but they air it on a Wednesday. I'm pretty sure
If
I
it
could
was
have convinced my friends
literally
to go.
the day after on that Thursday, I could have gone.
Yeah, it's just Wednesday. It's just weird. I could have convinced my friends to go. They like some anime, and I think I'm pretty sure I could convince them to go see this. So,
Yeah, I can.
unfortunate.
The another movie like Look Back is coming to theaters October 4th, but I wonder. Maybe it won't make it to my fucking theaters. You know, like I have no idea at this point. A Trapezium, I'm not surprised. Like of all the movies, I'm not very surprised this did not make it to a single theater in the state. But I feel like Look Back has a chance. Maybe I don't know.
Um, look, it's two words, right? Look back.
Yeah, Look Back.
Um,
Because this is a manga one shot that was made by the Chainsaw Man author, and so it's obviously very
uh, yeah. I'll link you. Hold on.
but I don't think there's like any ticket information or anything yet.
Uh, there is.
Oh, there is. What the fuck? Okay, well
Yep.
this isn't
I will.
technically near me. We
It's yeah, it's close enough. It can't be that far of a drive for you, right?
I mean, yeah, but surely if there's something near that specific city, there's got to be something near mine. Considering mine's a little more prominent within the state.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying.
I,
I just.
wait, look, type in my zip code here and see. Oh yeah, okay. There's literally one right next to my house, so
Oh shit! Really?
yeah, 4 miles away.
Oh, I'm not looking at Fandango. Give me, uh, bruh. Okay, whatever. Okay, link me what you found, and I'll figure it out. But anyway, okay, that's
Actually,
good. That's
wait,
good to
hold
hear.
up. This might not be the. I might be lying. I'm gonna look. Let me just look it up on like Fandango or this
I'm
goofy
actually
ass
just gonna
site.
see if there's anything.
There might be.
Uh,
I think it like reset my settings when I tried to look at it. Okay, there's. So it's one. Where the fuck is that? There's one in my city at least. This site's so like funky.
yeah, I'm looking on Fandango and I couldn't find anything, but
Where is this relative to me?
oh yeah, there's yeah. Wait, is this the same place? Hold up.
Directions.
Now there is.
Choose my location as a starting point.
Yeah, this place is right next to you, dude. I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Google doesn't have your permission to use location. Bitch, you literally have my home on here. What do you mean?
Bitch, I know you're spying. Just
Uh, uh,
dig it.
yeah.
You know everything about me, man.
Okay, yeah. The theater showing Look Back is like 20 minutes away from me. I think this is the same one I went to go watch the Wedding Girl movie at, so... Let me see what road this is. Actually, okay, no, this is 100% the same one that I used to, what's it called?
October. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I might be free. Maybe we'll figure something out.
It's two days in October, the 6th and the 7th it'll be showing there.
Okay.
One's at 4 on the 6th and 7 p.m. on the...
I don't know anything about Look Back, though.
It's not a very long movie. I think it's like a 58-minute runtime or something like that. But it's a one-shot
It's from
manga.
manga, right? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know too much about like the plot details or anything. But
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've never seen this. The art style looks so familiar. Like I feel like I've seen like shows.
I mean,
I don't know
it's
why.
just like Chainsaw Man, basically. Like that's
Yeah,
his.
I guess kind
Mhm.
of. And oh, okay, yeah. Oh, there you go. Creator Chainsaw Man. Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, if I have time, maybe I'll go see this. They're showing this in my city, but
All right, I'll definitely go see that one. Very upsetting that Trapezium is not
yeah,
a single theater, but it'd be like that. You would have thought they'd at least get like one per state, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh well. It's just I guess it's just like a popularity thing. I don't know like
I mean, yeah,
I
no,
mean I
it's
know
definitely a popularity thing, but
yeah, that's like all it is. I don't know. Oh well. Unfortunate. um yeah. I guess like some news. I don't know if you had anything specifically with like the movie thing, but um like kind of unrelated, but I started okay, don't ask me how far I am because I just started yesterday, but I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen.
all right, how
So
far are you?
Okay.
all right, whatever, you had to ask. I started last night, so I'm literally on chapter like 6. Like I'm not far. Like I legit just started.
You've already gone too far.
Yeah. It's
6 chapters too many.
6 chapters too many.
yeah, I know. It's and what are they on now? Like 268 or something?
It's like 270 something, I think.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. So I'm
Or
like
well, maybe it's gonna like end at 70s. I
2% of the
don't
way
remember
there.
exactly, but
um yeah. It's I mean from the very little I know, the premise is very like interesting but like weird. I don't know.
yeah, it'll
It's
end on 271. So
yeah,
you're almost there. A
it's
couple
cool.
hundred
I'll
more
continue
chapters, you
reading it.
know.
By the way, what do you guys read manga on? Is it just like, do you guys just read it on your computer or do you read it on your phone? I have some things to say about it, but
I
I usually read
read
on my
almost everything on
phone.
my phone.
yeah.
If
Okay,
I
yeah.
have like the physical volume, like Witch
Yeah,
Hat, I've been
yeah, of course.
reading.
Excluding that,
Well,
right.
I have
yeah.
the physical volume, so I'll read it then.
Yeah,
But like every Oshinoko chapter that comes out, I'll go to like Manga Plus or whatever, and then
right.
just read the latest chapter on my phone.
Yeah, so I think the few manga that I read like a couple years ago, I was reading on my phone, but I'm not a big fan of like small text sizes. I don't know if it's just being old, but like it's just like I don't really like it that much. My phone's not that small or anything. It's just I don't really like reading like small text like in general if I can avoid it. So I tried reading on my computer, and it was like kind of cumbersome. Like I don't know. It's like I think the
It
first
definitely sucks ass to read on the
yeah, it
computer.
just was
It like
weird.
has to be on a phone or a tablet or
I
There's
something.
think
like
so.
there's like a comfort degree to it too. Like I just feel like I'm not comfortable at my computer
Yeah,
reading just like text,
it didn't feel
or
right. um,
which is part
oh,
of the
what?
reasons why like I used to do like read visual novels every so often on my laptop or things
Uh-huh.
like that. But I could like lay down and do that. But like on the full PC, it's
Yeah, you have a vertical monitor, like a vertical orientated monitor, right?
yeah.
Currently? Yeah, okay. That would be kind of interesting to read. I mean, I don't know.
I
Mine's
Yeah,
feel
like
like
so
it's
like
just the exact same thing though, except
kind of, yeah.
like
So
you
the
still have
thing
to
is, I
sit
was,
down and read that.
yeah.
yeah,
It
I
gives
still
me
would rather read on my
more
phone, but like,
it
yeah,
gives me more like space to read down, right? So it's less
yeah,
scrolling, I guess.
yeah. I don't know if it would make that much of a difference, but like like when the first three chapters that I got, it was like the scroll down version, right, where you just continually scroll, and I didn't like that, but then like the last couple chapters that I was reading, it was like the one where you click to go to the next page, which I prefer that. But I think I would just prefer to read it on my phone. I think I'll just probably continue reading it on my
My
phone.
only problem with scroll downs, a lot of times they don't like size to your screen properly either.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't feel right.
Also, the one issue with like manga on like computer or phone, this is like why I try to read physical if I have it.
Mhm.
Double spreads just get fucked up sometimes. Like you can't have
yes.
a double page spread with
Oh,
like
like
on a
yeah,
phone.
yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I used to have I don't even remember what the app was called. This some random app I found on an app store years and years ago, but I used to have an app that would let you click the volume keys to turn page
Oh, that's cool.
for stuff, and that was
It's
really
interesting.
nice. So instead of having to like swipe the page, I could just like hit volume up
I think I'd
and it
rather
would
just
just
tap
turn
at
to the
that
next
point though,
page.
like tap the screen.
Yeah,
It's still an
it was just like a
interesting feature.
fun it was like a fun thing that I'm surprised I haven't seen tried out more. But maybe I'm just in the minority of people that's like kind of liked it.
Yeah. But I think just in general, phone would probably be better. I just hate reading small text, like especially when it's like a freaking paragraph or something. Like, and when you maximize it, it like screws all with all the I don't know, like turning the page and stuff like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but I think I'll continue reading on my phone. But overall, it's been
I think
I guess
phone's
interesting.
easiest.
So, yeah,
At least
yeah.
that's always been my opinion. You can
Or
like lay
just
down
buy
in bed or
physical
something on your
copies, dude.
phone and it's just comfortable.
Yeah.
Granted, they're the double-edged sword, you might fall asleep, but
Nah. Oh, if I watch it, or sorry, if I watch it, if I read it late at night, then maybe. But I don't know. My phone usually keeps me awake, for better or for worse. Um. So yeah.
I
Uh,
sometimes I wish I was like that. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes
do you
I'm
fall
glad that
asleep
I
while
can
reading
just
stuff
fall
on your
asleep.
phone?
Yeah, or like
Dude,
watching
I get
videos.
paranoid, especially if I have an alarm, because like I keep my phone on do not disturb, and so in order for like the alarm or any notification to ring while I'm asleep, I have to like turn that off. So I'm always scared that I'll accidentally fall asleep with do not disturb still on, and I
I mean,
won't wake up.
generally,
Yeah.
it's not like at night. Most of the time, I don't fall asleep intentionally to anything like that. I
Yeah.
guess I should say.
I just want to avoid, yeah, unintentionally, but yeah, yeah, that's fair. I am,
But I
but yeah,
definitely
I mean,
can. Like my phone screen
yeah,
doesn't stop me.
yeah, 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 that's fair. Okay. But yeah, long story short, I'll keep you guys updated on JJK as I continue to read it. I mean, I'll probably read more than 5 chapters this week now that I've started it, but it's been interesting so far. Now that I finally know, or at least know a little bit about who or what Sukuna, whatever. How do you actually pronounce it?
Sukuna.
Sakuna. Okay, whatever. Now that I know who he is, and I don't have to say Sukuna D's nuts. you know,
Every time
uh,
you say it in your head. Yep.
I do, I do. I say it in my head. I say it in my head. I admit. Um, Now that I know who that is, it's good to have a little bit of a context there. But yeah, yeah, interesting premise. Um,
Yeah,
I can
I
see
mean
why
it's
people like Gojo.
shonen.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I mean Gojo is I I know KJ says a lot that he it doesn't really like Gojo, and that's valid because it's on one hand it's like Gojo is the popular bait character of the series. Like he exists to be that.
Yeah,
And that's like very clear in the personality and way that the
yeah,
character is
he's
made.
cool. Um, yeah, I guess I have to wait to find out more about him because I know like literally nothing other than like how he's acted in like 2 chapters. So anyway, that's I'll update you guys on my progress with
And we'll
JJK, but
follow.
it's been fun. It yeah, it's been one of the like
It's funny
I've read
because
manga in so
I
long. So.
I almost feel like JJK is a better watch than a read.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
I
say that.
mean,
Like,
definitely.
yeah, no, I was
Because
gonna say that because like the fight scenes, like it's very hard for my like I don't know if
it's
it's
hard
just
to
like
follow.
I'm
Yeah,
slow. It's like very hard to like interpret. Like I can kind of interpret what's going on, but it's like it's a lot harder than it would be if I were watching it, obviously, right? Because it's stuff in
I
motion.
think the how would I describe it? I think the manga's like choreography
Uh,
sometimes is very ambitious and it gets kind of lost in translation
yeah,
because of that. Like I think KJ like puts a lot of effort into trying to really choreograph all of those fights well, but it's just almost like trying to get it too choreographed. And then so there are portions of the manga where I'm just like, I'll be honest, I have no idea what the
you have no idea what's going on.
fuck happened this chapter.
Yeah. The it also makes it more complicated because like the demons or curses or whatever they're called, like they have like very like messed up bodies. I don't know how to describe it, but like they're like
Hmm.
these like amorphous like globs of like eyes and like slime and I don't know what. And like it's just hard to follow like which body part they're attacking or like what they're actually doing. So I don't know, at times it feels really like but anyway, I can totally get like in the anime the shit would like go crazy. Like the shit would go hard.
Oh yeah,
So I get the appeal for sure.
definitely a shonen.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But I do think there has been a lot of times, especially later on in the series, where I've read an entire chapter and been like, I feel like that was supposed to be a really cool fight, but I'm not gonna
but
lie, I don't know what they did.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like that happened a lot with My Hero for me, like in like the later stages of reading it. They're like the art's all really good, but then I'd be like, yeah, there was certainly action happening on these pages. Don't know what anything just happened, but
I do think that Horikoshi's probably one of the in terms of just pure art, one of the better artists that Shonen Jump has had,
I mean
at
his art
least
is
for
like
popular
extremely
series.
good. Like he
Yeah.
should, if he continues to do manga, he should just like have someone else write the story. I think he should just do the art.
You do the approach of just I'll be the artist. Um yeah, I think his art is consistently really good. That's also we've talked about Kagurabachi before, but like Kagurabachi's art is also insane,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
which
just
I think
see
I've
is
only
a
seen
lot
like
of
some
panels just get thrown at like Boruto fans, like, yeah, you're a monthly and you can't even compete with this, which is weekly. The poor punching bags of the
or
shonen universe.
poor Boruto fans. Not really. I don't like Boruto fans either. The little brothers of anime slash manga.
Yeah, tough scene.
They just do it to themselves. That's the problem, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Black Clover fans get a decent amount of shit too. But at the same time, Black Clover fans don't pick nearly as many fights as like Boruto fans.
Yeah,
this is a new addition to the fandom tier list.
What, Black Clover fans?
Oh no, we had them. Yeah, I
I
we
was
think
had
we
like
had
every
both. We
shonen.
should
yeah,
have
we
had both
we
of
did.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had this very discussion back
yeah,
in the
yeah,
tier list.
yeah, yeah. Ooh.
I just
I
want
guess
more information on Fate Strange Fake.
You'll never
Give
get
me
it.
more. Well, fine. I have Fire Force
I
coming
guess,
soon.
speaking of information, we did get what I showed you earlier. Maid Dragon or Dragon Maid, sorry, is
Yes,
getting a third season or
Wait, dragon?
something.
Oh, like the Dragon Maid anime?
something. It doesn't specifically say what, but
It's
definitely
just gonna be a third
more.
season probably.
There's like a lot of content, I'm pretty sure, to be adapted. So
I have no idea because I don't know, I don't fuck with Dragon Maid or God, Dragon Maid like that. I don't know why I can't speak.
it's a good series.
Wait, so what do we know about it, like, so far?
We know that there is an anime
Yeah,
a
that's
We
sequel.
know
I think
that
was the
they
exact
are
words.
going to continue it in some capacity. It was a leak, by
Yeah.
the way. That's why we don't have any
okay,
other
okay, okay,
information.
okay. That's
But
why. Yeah, I've
I
only seen season one.
also I don't know because I don't read the future arcs, but I feel like a movie would be weird
I
for
don't
this series.
I don't
Unless
feel
there
like
is like
it makes
some
sense
like
as a movie.
yeah, unless there's some really specific arc coming up that's just like perfect for a movie, right? But overall I couldn't see the series having a movie that would be logical.
Yeah, no clue.
I've only seen season one, so I can't say anything. But yeah.
I mean, not that KyoAni is like particularly adverse to movies, though, so you never know. Like they got plenty of them bitches. Like Chinobyo had a movie, Hibike had, I mean, technically multiple movies, like Liz and the Bluebird and Hibike movie. Surune had a movie, Violet Evergarden had a movie.
So you never know.
Sure, Free had a
Could.
movie in there
I just
somewhere.
don't know. I just don't know if the content makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it's like
But I don't
more
know the
slice of
content.
life than anything. Yeah, I mean, we don't know the content of like what's up next or anything.
I mean, I
But
do feel like most slice of lives eventually devolve into plot, which makes sense because
What,
at some point it's
devolve
like
into plot
we have
is
to do
crazy.
something.
And yeah,
every now and then, at the end of the season specifically, we need to bring in some plot so we can have some tension.
Got to be a little bit of a story sometimes, guys. But yeah, I'm excited. I like Dragon Maid.
I'll watch
It's
it, but I'm
not
not
like
like frothing at the mouth for it.
yeah, it's not like one of those shows that I look at and I'm like, this is peak cinema. But it's good. I say that I went to look at what I rated it and I gave it an 89. So
based.
some other things that
How
I
much better is the
also
second season? Like, is it like very different from the first
I
season?
thought second season was really good.
I
Okay.
think I rated the second season higher, but I don't
I gave
remember. I
season
probably gave
one
them
and
both a 7.
I guess season one at 83.
I don't know what I rated. I probably just like didn't
I
even.
gave season one the same rating as Naruto
Bro,
Shippuden
I don't even have a rating for it. Let's go.
and Kakushi Goto and Ace of the Diamond Act 2. And then I gave season 2 the same rating as My Hero season 3, Princess Connect season 2, and Unlimited Blade Work season 2. So there's a large range there.
Yeah.
But
I
I also I kind of liked Unlimited Blade Works a lot more than some of the rest of us in this call.
just
Wonder
Daniel. I mean,
who
I
in here could
haven't seen it.
possibly have a distaste towards Unlimited Blade Works.
The
I actually think
I
that was
am
like
kind of excited to play. So they released Fate Stay Night on the Switch, like a English port. I am kind of excited to one day try and struggle to find time to play that on my Switch. It's
wait,
just
so
also definitely a struggle for time.
I had a question. I watched. I think it was Unlimited Blade Works. I watched like 3 episodes of it. Is that like a bad place to start, or like? I mean, I know
No.
there's like the whole.
So
No, because
Fate
I
starting
stopped
point.
watching because I didn't understand anything. I was like so lost. Which I mean,
Um,
makes sense, but like, yeah.
so there's in my opinion two valid entry points to Fate. I mean, there's other ones, but like if you actually wanted to get into Fate, there's two good entry points, which is Unlimited Blade Works, which is going to start off like you said, very confusing, but you're gonna learn as you go. Like it's one of those type settings because you're seeing it from Shiro's perspective, and Shiro has no idea what the fuck is going on either.
Okay.
So it's intentionally kind of confusing. The other one would be Zero, which is the prequel
That's
to
yeah. That's
Unlimited
what I've
Blade
heard.
Works.
Like either of those. Yeah.
It was made after the fact, so we have a Star Wars situation on our hands. I think Zero is good. The first episode of Zero like info dumps you basically everything you need to know.
Yeah, like if you want to know about the world, it's like, all right, motherfucker, here's the entire setup for everything that goes on in like
Yes.
the Fate world here,
But
and then
also you better be ready to read that whole thing for like 30 minutes. However, once they give it to you, you're good. Then we hop into it. I personally think Zero is better than Unlimited Blade Works. As for, I usually tell people to watch Zero first, just because it's my favorite, and I think there's one specific character that shows up in Unlimited Blade Works that's also in Zero that I just think I find that character more enjoyable after having seen the Zero version of him, and then being like, "Oh shit, he's here."
Okay.
That type of reaction, rather than the opposite of I don't know who this person is in Unlimited Blade Works, and then needing Zero to like
I feel like the
explain it to me
characters
later
mean
on.
infinitely more watching Zero first. That like if I had watched Unlimited Blade Works first, uh, it like you know
His Unlimited Blade Works version is also not the best depiction of the character, is what
of like
Daniel is alluding to.
well, I mean, there's that, but like um, I just mean in general. Like whenever I see a character like when if Kirei if I watched Unlimited Blade Works first, I would not have like had a thought in my head when that motherfucker showed up.
Yeah, you don't know anything about Kirei.
But like it just I don't know. Whenever I say I've had like discussions sometimes with people who say like, "Oh, Unlimited Blade Works is definitely the better place to start." Like it just like kind of spoils everything about Zero though. And they're like, "Oh, well, clearly you don't know what a prequel is." I'm like, "Well, technically this came out first if you think about it in a way. Like yeah, the visual novels came first, obviously before Zero. But like you as the anime viewer have the option to start from the very beginning and you won't have any knowledge on fucking anything that happens if you just start from zero. Like there's no well, I just don't see the value in going backwards.
I think I prefer the reaction of like, "Oh shit, this is, he's here," or something like that, rather than the reaction of, "I'm gonna learn what like the implications of this person when I watch the prequel," right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I get to like see what leads up to this, I guess. Like I don't know, it's just more interesting to watch things unfold as they happen, I think, instead of being like, oh, I wonder how this ends up like this, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Like
how
in
does
the example of Kirei, for example, right? Like I'd rather know about Kirei from Zero and then be able to have like a full reaction to Kirei's role in Unlimited Blade Works.
yeah, there's just a lot of people who have like roles in Unlimited Blade Works that like you just don't really like know anything about them going into it technically. Like and at the end of the day it's also like it's a visual novel. Like if you play the visual novel, you will probably play the majority of the visual novel instead of doing like just one route. And so you get to learn a lot about the characters. But like with Unlimited Blade Works, like one of my big
You're
issues
only
with it,
seeing one route.
you're seeing one that's like one of the biggest issues with any visual novel adaptation obviously, but you're seeing one route and so some characters just like don't mean jack shit, which is like one of the big things
Well, that's
for
like the
like
Heaven's
Heaven's
Feel
Feel.
problem, right? Yeah.
I felt that was like less of a problem. I think it depends. Like I didn't
The
like
Heaven's
Unlimited
Field one
Blade
is
Works.
interesting because like Heaven's Feel is directly a result of a specific character being involved. Right? Like the
Yeah.
other two routes, that character is not involved at all because that's just how it
how it
Like what
unfolds.
causes Heaven's feel is that character's involvement.
Yeah, I just find it. I don't know. I just think everything means more when you have like some sort of like backdrop. Like I don't think I didn't like Unlimited Blade Works to begin with, but I definitely would not have liked if I didn't know any of the characters beforehand. Though
Yeah.
I guess like Gilgamesh Unlimited Blade Works version, I liked considerably less than the Zero version. So like
Yes.
maybe if I
I
didn't
think
watch
we've
Zero
talked about
first, it
this.
wouldn't have been as much of a problem. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've talked about this. I think Gilgamesh in Unlimited Blade Works, the way it was adapted just feels like a cartoon villain.
He's literally just a fuck boy. Like it actually, like I don't know. I also feel like characters like Ilya mean infinitely more. Like if you know everything like about her
And
backstory and such.
yes.
There's just so much that just means more if you watch Zero first as opposed to like, you know, you meet these characters for the first time, you have no idea who the fuck they are. You finally get to like talk to them for 2 seconds and then like you never see them ever again, basically. It's just I don't know.
Yep.
It's nice just to have the backdrop information on them.
I agree. That's why to me it's just the Star Wars question, right? Like technically one was created before the other.
Oh, right. Because
But
yeah, it's the forecast.
either
Yeah.
order is valid. It just kind of depends on what you're valuing.
I feel like Star
And
Wars is
I'm
like more valid to start with one or the other as opposed to like I feel like Fate is in a slightly different position just because there's like obviously you can experience Star Wars in a way where it's like you know who Anakin is from the start, you know Darth Vader is Luke's father basically. And so that
Mhm.
reveal means or it's not as big as a plot twist, I guess, if you're like you're watching the prequels first, but it could just be like a cool like character moment basically if you start with the prequels. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have the option to start with prequels, if they
I
build on
generally
things
like
correctly,
starting with prequels.
I think it just makes sense to start with them typically, just because everything will mean it will have some sort of meaning behind it.
I
Like
agree.
as
And
awkward as
then
the prequels can be for like Star Wars,
yeah,
whatever, they do tell a coherent story that fits into this originals.
but yeah. So in terms of the Fate conversation, I only really viewed those two anime as like proper entry points. I mean, you can technically enter with any show, but those two are going to give you the background on like the most basic form of Holy Grail Wars. They're going to introduce you to a lot of the core, just like characters that you'll see show up every so often. It's just much better to kind of get like that backdrop. I would also say not only are they the first entry point, but I think whichever one you start with, you should watch the other one afterwards.
I mean, yeah, you should never watch like Heaven's Feel after Unlimited Blade Works unless you've
Yes.
already done Zero, because then
And then after you've watched those two, you've watched the Heaven's Feel movies, that's where you decide if you're going to be a crackhead or be normal. If you're going to be normal, you pretty much stop there. You could watch your Strange Fakes or your Apocryphas just for funsies. But
so my favorite
those
Fate starting point is actually Prisma Ilia.
no.
I suggest everyone
The
should start
spin-off?
there.
Oh, never mind. No, that's I'm thinking of something else.
I mean, Prisma Ilia is technically a spinoff.
Oh, okay. What's the one
Prismalia
that's like?
is a spin-off.
It's like the not the chibi, but like the
Oh, Emiya's cooking, the cooking
I don't know if it's the
show,
cooking
cooking
one,
with
but
the
it's like the
Emiya
one.
family.
It's like the one where
Or are
they.
you thinking of Grand Carnival
It might be Grand Carnival. Yeah, the one
or
where
Carnival Phantasm? Also,
yeah,
those
that's
two.
the spin-off that I was thinking. No, I'm thinking yeah, You- yeah. Okay, fair. I was thinking of that.
The problem with well, Carnival Phantasm is the thing with Carnival Phantasm is it's much better if you know Tsukihime and Fate, and then Grand Carnival is a similar setting, but what you need to know is the games. It's very like game literate. It's a little goofy spin-off made for people who play FGO.
Okay.
And, like there's still references to the fun stuff like the Apocryphas and the Fate Stay Nights, but they're also gonna make jokes that are specifically making like me as an FGO fan laugh.
Okay.
There's a lot of Fates. We've kind of talked a little about this, but we haven't had the true Fate episode yet.
I know. You gotta wait till
Wait
I'm out
until
one of
you
these
watch
weeks.
Zero and
Oh
Unlimited
no.
Blade
Okay.
Works,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. In
go
2029.
and Heaven's Feel. The thing is, I like Heaven's Feel. The 3 Heaven's Feel movies are really difficult content to consume, but also extremely good. Like the reason why you can't start with Heaven's Feel is because it would make 0 sense.
Okay.
You need to know like the stuff that you would get from the other 2 shows at least to like
Yeah.
be a little bit literate with Heaven's Feel, but it's like super worth it because the Heaven's Feel movies are phenomenal.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know in a couple of years when I get around to that. Oh my gosh. Dude, all the shows are like the series with like 5 different starting points and like they're all different weird. I don't know. I get the I mean it's like I guess it's like the visual novel issue partially, right? But like
The thing
I
with
don't know.
Fate, the Fates have all the like multiverses and shit going on,
I think
right?
people overcomplicate Fate though. Like at least like
They do.
because it's
Yeah.
truly as simple as you either start with Unlimited Blade Works or Fate Zero, and then like depending, and then you do Heaven's Feel, and then from there you kind of just pick and choose.
Yeah. If you start anywhere else with Fate, it's like imagine so like starting anywhere else in Fate would be like if I was introducing someone to like Pokemon Showdown
Mhm.
and then I put them in like almost any ability or something like that, right?
That'd be insane.
Like it's still Pokemon, but like they
Yeah,
There's
the
layers, you know.
they start to really like fuck with the rules as you get into more different fates, right? Those 2 fates are like the basic, like this is how the fate setup is, and then a lot of the other ones are like the fate setup with a twist, right? Strange Fake. Daniel and I both watched the little intro special for Strange Fake, and that's like the whole setting up of Strange Fake is like, oh yeah, it's a Holy Grail war, but also we like really fucked with it like pretty badly. And so it's like if you don't know how a Holy Grail war normally is set up, it doesn't mean as much to you when you watch like Strange Fake. And even from the content we've seen, we only know a little portion of how like fucked up the Strange Fake Holy Grail war is. But it's
sounds
still like,
complicated.
yeah, you can't like enjoy almost any ability if you don't know OU.
True. No, I want to see that's an experiment. Just like teach someone Pokemon through almost any ability. That'd be insane.
And then see what happens when you put them in
Yeah.
UU
put
and
it put
they're
him into
like, what the
UU and
fuck?
like why doesn't like Staraptor have Super Omega Kill Move or something like that? I don't know its
Yeah.
ability. I guess would be why doesn't it have Rocket, dude? Where's my Rocket at? Yeah. I guess the last thing I have is there was a new ReZero trailer, and that was pretty cool. I'm pretty
Oh,
excited
was
for
that?
season 3.
I haven't decided. I'm probably just gonna stay away from trailers.
Oh,
I
this is the one a
think.
few days ago. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like ReZero is one of those things where the trailers might not reveal too much, but also,
I'd say
I'm
these
more
are
excited.
more like character trailer. Like this is everyone that's going to be appearing here, basically, kind of
yeah.
trailers than
I mean, apparently it doesn't
spoiler.
matter because I'm just gonna get Arc 9 spoilers on my timeline.
Yeah,
It's inevitable.
you already know something that you should not know at all at this point in time, so you know it could be worse.
I shouldn't even know that those two characters know each other,
Yeah.
let alone what's gonna happen. I just want to know the implications of this. I wonder. I don't think Mars ever. I don't know if he listened to that podcast episode yet or not, but he never messaged me about that, and I'm kind of curious if it's because he wasn't paying attention, or if he just. I don't know if he's done Arc 9, so he might also just be like, I don't know
I don't
what
think
he's
he's
talking
done
about.
any arc past maybe 5 at best.
Has he not?
No. He's never
Big
said
fan.
anything. I'm pretty sure arc
He
5
just
might be the
reads.
most.
He reads so much stuff that I'm kind of surprised that ReZero is not something that he's read.
I mean, it is quite the undertaking.
It is. That's true.
Like, I need to reread it at some point. Just like fuck, I've been with it for years, and I still am like, maybe I am not. Maybe I don't know anything. Maybe I'm stupid. It's just a lot, man. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna keep being a lot. I'm gonna have
I'm
like
excited.
two full shelves of like just ReZero basically by the time that shit ends, and probably even more at this fucking rate.
You're gonna need another COVID to get through that.
Yeah, we're on novel 39 now. It's the most recent one. So we're going. And they started translating the side story novels as well. So we got the 39 main line, the 5 EX. There's like what fucking 11 side stories and novels. It's just a lot.
That's too much. I'm stick to the anime.
I'll
fully
see you in
recognize
like 2040 when the anime finishes.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know, I know. I'm okay with being behind and missing
What will
stuff. That's
finish
okay.
first, ReZero or One Piece? It's
One Piece.
actually an interesting.
One
Circling
Piece.
back, circling back to our gambling
I actually
question. That
do.
would be a
That'd be
fun
good.
I
little
would
like.
imagine One Piece finishes first at
Yeah,
this point.
I would think so as well.
yeah. I can't
Especially
believe it.
knowing my one spoiler from Arc 9, and I don't. That just feels like something that's like, yeah, maybe we're nearing the end game, but also not necessarily. Maybe we're just fucking around in the mid game.
Nah, it'll end soon.
ReZero, we're not really in the end game per se. We're in Arc 9, and there will be 12.
That is true. We do
Maybe.
know. Yeah.
There was
We
only
quote
supposed to be
know.
11 arcs, and then we got Arc 8 it like added on in there for
Right, it's just for fun.
basically part 2 of yeah, there's just a lot. So, who knows? I would imagine it won't get to like 100 novels or anything like that, but I imagine it breaks 70. Well, maybe not. Maybe 70 is a bit much. Maybe like 60s. It's got time. We got time.
Mm.
And you never know when more might get added on. So, but yeah, that's all I got. I saw the trailer. It looks good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna watch the trailer after this because I don't know. I understand I could get spoiled, but I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited.
yeah, the animation looks definitely better than season 2. Character designs are pretty on point. They made Anastasia from Cute. They made her pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie, but
Oh. Wait. Okay.
what?
I just gotta make sure I'm remembering the right.
She's like the one with the fluffy white hat.
He's the one
Oh,
that
right. Yeah,
Daniel
yeah, yeah.
likes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
curious
Okay.
because yeah, she's always struck me as a cute character. So now
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, like
like,
if you see,
what did they change?
let me get her
Yeah.
season 1 picture versus her season 3. So like in season 1, if you look at this picture here, copy image address. Like obviously right here, she's got like a much cuter
Yeah.
like face. But if I look up the season 3 design, um, let me find like a decent fucking picture for it. There was one screenshot from a trailer I saw where I was like, holy shit, like it's like when the full like character redesign hit me
Mhm.
there. Well, I was like, okay, they changed the fuck out of her, but probably for the better. Um, cannot find like a decent screenshot. I'm gonna scream. I mean, this is like the character design sheet. It's harder to see the details, I guess, here, but you can definitely see the difference in the face. Is like the big
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah. I guess yeah. I can see the slight differences. Yeah,
I'd have to
yeah.
find like the actual screenshot I was looking at to really get my point across, but it's definitely
Okay,
different.
okay.
And I'm not
Fair
gonna do
enough.
that right now because I don't feel like clicking on a trailer and
That's
then
good. That's good.
blasting
And
I
noise.
then
get it
going
more
to
or less.
find
Yeah,
it.
I can tell the difference, like for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. Well,
She's just like got a less chubby face.
That definitely slimmer face. They changed her eye shape a bit, I guess. It's like less rounded.
Right, I
yeah,
would
yeah.
agree.
That's also the mouth also looks kind of. I mean, I guess it's just because you're smiling in this
I, I
picture,
s- I
but
feel
yeah,
like
like
her
that.
season one style was like closer to like a chibi character, and then
Yeah, yeah, kind
she
of.
made her normal in this one.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
fair.
hopefully Arc 5 and 6 content will get her a figure, maybe. Um, they only I say that they only make Rem and Amelia figures. I'm not allowed to have anything else.
Yeah, that's true.
All
Who's
right,
the one that I kind of liked?
Belt.
I don't remember.
Suguru? No, I'm kidding.
I
I'm
did
kidding.
kind of like Felt. That is true. There was another one that I was like, one of the candidates. You look through.
You Priscilla guy, Krush.
I might be a Priscilla guy. That might be the one. I like Minerva. Not that that means anything.
Oh, right, this girl. Yeah. Why? Because she's blonde? Is that it?
That might be it.
Listen, she's not that blonde.
Minerva.
Okay.
She's pretty blonde.
I
Minerva
don't know,
is
bro.
pretty blonde. I thought I meant Priscilla. I'm like,
Priscilla,
she's not.
orange hair. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, compared to like the actual blonde characters in this,
Oh, right, this girl. Yeah, yeah.
Felt's blonde.
I'll be interested to see how they reintroduce some information that they need to reintroduce at some point. If
That's
they'll
fair. I think, right, I remember. I think my thoughts on Priscilla was I like her aesthetic, and so maybe I'll like her, but I also don't have content.
She's a very scathing character from her little that you all have seen.
Yeah.
And then it's like Minerva's probably the one I like just from pure content, and then Felt's like the one I liked when I watched season one,
I never
and
like
then
felt. I
she
don't
doesn't
know.
really do all that much.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she has a lot of importance on like a lore level, but you don't know any of that lore because the anime doesn't have that lore. So
Feels bad.
yeah,
yeah,
They don't have anything
feels
for us
bad.
anime indies.
Yep.
no lore for you.
Ugh.
But anyway, that'll be probably the end of this here episode.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, whatever platform you're on. If you're on the audio only side of things and you'd like to go to the YouTube, is the Order an Anime Podcast? We are the only one. Same thing for YouTube to audio only. Is the Order an Anime Podcast? Can't possibly miss us. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST without fail, except for when we do, there will be a new episode out for you to enjoy. So, once again, thank you for listening, and we hope to see you in another episode. Thank you, and goodbye.